We have a pretty small class, but yeah, we hope to see more people and have more people attend. So we're just gonna get started and move straight into what we have for today. If you can hear me clearly, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat for me. If you can hear me clearly, loud and clear, I want you to drop a 1 for me in the chat. All right, let's go, people. If you can hear me, Oluwaseun. Right, that was funny. Thank you for the 4. It counts in the grand scheme of things. So welcome, everyone. If you can hear me clearly, please drop a 1 in the chat. It's good to have you guys here. And I want you to look forward to an amazing and very insightful session, okay? It's going to be very informative. You're going to be learning a lot. And at the end of today, I want to believe that you would have gained everything, all the knowledge and information that you need to get started as an Agile project manager and a Scrum Master. All right, so welcome once again. It's good to have you guys here. Next thing I want you guys to do is to tell me your name and where you are joining us from. All right, so my name is Damilola and I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria. And I'd like to meet every other person on the call. So I want you to tell me in the chat, just quickly tell me your name and of course, where in the world you are tuning, so, joining us from, basically. All right. Okay, Tola from USA. It's good to see you, from Tola. Welcome. Let's keep it going. I want to. All right, Israel. I don't know if it's Israel or Israel, but yeah, welcome. Israel from Canada. Taiwo from USA. It's good to see you as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And of course, if you feel like there's anybody on your contact list that this session is going to be very helpful to, they're going to get a lot from this session, I want you to share the link with them. Okay, there's so much joy in sharing and having more people join. So Angela from Malawi, it's good to see you. I hope to visit Malawi this year, and just see some nice stuff in Malawi. Lydia from UK. It's good to see you as well. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're just gonna go straight into the session and get started. We have about just 2 hours to get things rolling, learning everything that we need to learn. And like I said earlier, you're going to be learning a lot from this session. And at the end of this session, I believe you'd have enjoyed immersive information. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. All right. So if you can see my screen, just drop a 1 for me in the chat. You can see my screen. It's coming up, but just drop a 1 for me. All right. I just want to know if everybody can see my screen, and it's very it's all right. Thank you so much, Efuntola. So this is a session where we're going to be talking about getting into tech without writing a single line of code as an Agile project manager and a Scrum Master. All right. You're going to be learning how to get into tech without writing a single line of code as an Agile project manager and a Scrum Master. And me personally, anywhere they are talking about getting into tech without writing a single line of code, you will find me there, because this is like the peak of it all. You get to, you have all the advantages. You get to work with tech guys. You get to call yourself a tech bro. You get to, interact with a lot of tech people without even writing a single line of code. So when people are saying, I want to get into tech, and they don't want to code, and they're just taking their time, I tell them, why not try Agile project management and Scrum Master? Like, this is one of the sweetest. When I tell you it's one of the sweetest, one of the most interesting, it's one of the tech careers where you get to do more, right? You get to do various projects, work on different projects, you get to interact with a lot of people, you see them writing their codes, you're just there freelancing, styling, and all of those things. So yes, that's what we're going to be looking at today. How can you get started, get into tech without writing a single line of code? I'm going to take you through the entire journey, and I want you to stick with me to the end, because I promise you there's so much that I have for you at the end of this session. All right. So very quickly, I'm going to introduce the fantastic company bringing together this session for us. We are called 10 Analytics. All right. It's called 10 Analytics, and you find us everywhere, every single where. We're an educational technology firm company that is helping people of the global world, people of the virtual community, people of the Black community get into tech without breaking the bank. We are lowering the entry barrier and helping people, learn premium tech skills that will land them the role, the kind of life that they want, right? With no hassle, all right? Our service offerings are aimed at building capacity and ensuring that people of diverse community, regardless of your background, regardless of what you've done before, regardless of what you're currently doing, you're able to transition perfectly, seamlessly into tech with no problems, with no barriers, and with no struggles, right? And we have different offerings. We have different service offerings cutting across career paths like data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, agile project management and Scrum, and then cyber security. And then we have facilitators from diverse sectors, from diverse walks of life. These people have done everything that you're going to be doing now. They have the experience, they've gone to the ASU, and what they are going to typically do now is hold your hands so that you don't make the same mistake that they've made. You don't fall into the same traps and pits that they fell into, right? So we have facilitators who are top professionals from different sectors and reputable organizations like McKinsey, Apple, Sahara, PwC, Google, Coca-Cola, and so on and so forth. And our courses are structured in a way that are very practical, very hands-on for you to get optimal value. So that's a little bit about 10Analytics. You can find us on social media at 10Analytics. If you go to Instagram, you find us at 10Analytics. If you go to LinkedIn, of course, you find us at 10Analytics as well. If you go to Twitter, 10Analytics, and also you can feel free to visit our website, 10analytics.io. All right, so who is your host for today? This is me, and I'm going to be hosting this session for today, right? My name is Oluwadamlola, and I have close to 5 years of experience working as a business analyst and a data analyst, cutting across the data ecosystem, right? I currently function as a business analyst with 10Analytics, and I have experience spanning across working as a data analyst in the retail and supply chain, working as a data business analyst in FMCG, sector industry, and also at an edtech as a data analyst. And I have personally helped over 2,000 people transition into tech. And again, I'm an ambassador for women in tech. So anywhere you find people advocating for women, more women to join tech, you will find me there, right? Because we want more women like me to, get into this tech space, and let's just enjoy it together. All right. So if you want to connect to me, you can find me on LinkedIn at Oluwadamlola Ajumobi, and then on Twitter it's Damlola FA, and on Instagram at damlola.exu. All right. So that is me. Now, what are we doing here today? Why exactly have we put out posts? Why have we invited people to come and be a part of this session today? Why are we here? Number one, we are going to be looking at who an Agile project manager is. All right, we're going to be looking at who an Agile project manager and a Scrum Master is, right? We're going to split, these are two different career paths, right, that we combine together to give you an immersive learning experience. So we're going to look at who an Agile project manager is, who a Scrum Master is, and then the combination and the power that the combination can give you. We're going to be looking at this. Then we're going to look at the roles of an Agile project Scrum Master in an Agile environment, in companies, in industries. What exactly do they help companies do? We're going to look at that. We're going to look at how Agile project managers and Scrum Masters leverage Jira for management, for project management. We're going to look at our upcoming course starting 7th of September 2024, and then we're going to look at the success stories, the growth internship, and the early bird discount. All right, so these are the things that we have lined up for today's session. If you are excited to be here and you can't wait for us to get started, can you drop a yes for me in the chat? You're excited, you can't wait for us to get started, you'd like to see what Agile project management and Scrum is about. Can you drop a yes, 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 yes? If I don't get up to 5 yeses, we're not going to continue. So I'm going to have to call out everybody one by one to drop a yes. So before I start calling people out, let's drop the yes in the chat. If you're excited to be here and you can't wait for us to get started and get going to see what we have for today, I want you to drop a yes in the chat. Some people are not responding. Do we have to start calling people out? I'm waiting for more yeses. All right, one more to go. Thank you. Okay, so like I said earlier, we are going to be looking at who an Agile project manager is. We're going to look at who a Scrum Master is. We're going to look at the combination of these two professionals and how you can get started in this role. So first of all, who is an Agile project manager? If this is the first time you'll be hearing about Agile project management, can you drop a 1 for me in the chat? If you've heard about it before and you just want to learn more about it, can you drop a 0 for me? This is going to be a very interactive session, all right? I want you guys to let's talk, let's just chat. So if you've heard about Agile project management before, can you drop a 1? But if this is the first time you'll be hearing about it and you'd like to know more about it, can you drop a 0? Okay, say 0, 1, 0. All right. More responses were about 20 something, about 26 or thereabouts. So let's respond, please, people. All right. So I'm seeing 0, 0, 1, 1. Cool. All right. So from the scratch, we're going to take everybody along. All right. So who is a project manager? As a project manager, just from the name, project manager, you already know that you're responsible for the overall planning. Oluchi, you're inscribing on my screen. Please don't write on my screen. Thank you. All right. So as a project manager, you are responsible. Emphasis on responsible, because you're going to be leading a lot of people. You're going to be carrying a lot of people along. So as a project manager, you are responsible for the overall planning. All right. Overall planning, execution, monitoring, control, and closure of a project. Okay. So one by one, let's take that. You're responsible for the overall planning. Now, this is how it works, right? So you have a company or you've joined a company as a project manager. The main reason why a company will hire you as a project manager is because they have tons of projects that they are working on. They have tons of projects that they want to start, and they need somebody with the expertise, with the knowledge to help them manage this project. They need somebody with the methodologies, with the knowledge, with the expertise, with the experience to help them manage these projects. All right. So once you join the company, say for example, you get hired by Google, as a project manager. And of course, Google is a very big company. They have tons of projects that they are working on. So you get hired as a project manager for Google. And then what they expect you to do is to, look into this. You start picking out these projects one by one. You are responsible for the overall planning from start, number one. So if the project is maybe they want to launch a new headquarters in Nigeria, right? As a project manager, from ground 1 to ground 100 of this project, you are going to be responsible for it. The overall planning. Okay, what do they need to launch? You firstly, okay, there's a need, right? They want to launch an headquarters in Nigeria. That's the need that the company has given to you. That's the project that they want to do. So you as a project manager will start to say, okay, what are the things that they need to launch this company in Nigeria? Do they need to call a manufacturer? Do they need to call a plumber? Do they need to call a social media manager? Do they need to call what are the things that we need to build as a bricklayer? Everything that they need, the overall planning, then you start to contact these people one by one, start to get their what's it called now? Their quotes, right? Okay, how much if we want to hire them as Google, we want to contract them, right, as Google to help us with this project that we want to work on. How much would they charge us? That's planning. So you're going to be planning, you're going to be doing the execution, you're going to ensure that this project that they started, it does not hang. Okay, it will not hang. If it hangs on your watch, it is your head, right? So you're going to ensure that this project does not hang. Total execution, overall execution. You're going to be the one monitoring. Okay, we've gotten the vendors, we've gotten the bricklayer, we've gotten the plumber, we've gotten the water people, we've gotten all of these people. Where are they on this project? Okay, they've filled the land with sand. Okay, they've built the foundation. Okay, they've raised it. Okay, they've what's it put, carpenter, they've roofed it and all of those things. You'll be the one to monitor the project, and then you'll be the one to control the project. No other person has the control of that project other than you. So the vendor, okay, this is the person that we want to use. This is the person that we're not going to use. This is the amount that we're going to pay this person. We're going to be the one to control the project down to the closure of a project. So basically, you are responsible for the overall planning, the execution, the monitoring, the controlling, and the closure of that project. It must not hang. Nothing must happen to it. The joy of a project manager is the closure of a project, right? The main joy for you to be satisfied that, oh, yes, I've done my work as a project manager. It must be that your Google has launched that headquarters that they wanted to build in Nigeria. They've launched, soft launch. They called people, they've launched it. That will be when we say that, okay, you as a project manager, you've completed your work. All right. So they work within the confines of the scope. There's always a scope. Okay. Why do we need an headquarters in Nigeria? Why do we need an headquarters? Oh, we say, okay, because people in Nigeria are using our services. We want them to be able to reach us very quickly. We want them to be able to have access to more of Google's services very quickly. So that's the scope. You also work within the time frame. Okay, the company has said they want to build an headquarters in Nigeria. What's the time frame? 1 year. That's all. It must not exceed 1 year. So the moment it starts to exceed 1 year, you know that you're already failing as a project manager. You're not doing your job very well. So within the time frame that they've given you, you must execute these projects and execute it perfectly. Then the cost as well. Project managers are in charge of having that to do in monitoring the cost. So Google will say, okay, the amount that we have to build this headquarters in Nigeria is 1 billion. 1 billion naira. 1 billion naira. The moment it starts to exceed 1 billion, you know that you have failed in your job as a project manager, because then that means that you have to go back to the company head and tell them that, oh, this money has finished. You failed as a project manager. So you need to ensure that you are working within the confines of the scope of the project, the timeline that the project has been given, the cost that has been assigned to the project, and the quality of delivery. Because if they've said we want a duplex and you go and build a bungalow, you know that you already failed in your role as a project manager, right? So the quality of delivery must be top notch for your project for you to say that, oh, this project, I was the one that executed it and I executed it perfectly. So as a project manager, you're responsible for the overall planning, the timeline, the control, the closure of the business, of the project, the cost, the quality of delivery. These are the things that you're in charge of. And project managers are needed in literally every sector, right? Literally every sector. In short, you know that if you're going to be doing, you're going to be planning projects, you're going to be executing, you're going to be monitoring, you're going to be controlling, you don't need to write a single line of code. All you need to learn are the methodologies, the frameworks that you need to know, and so on and so forth. And anyway, we'll get to that part of the session. So basically, you are in charge of the overall planning and execution of projects within different companies as a project manager. All right. So what are the key responsibilities? Planning and scheduling. Okay. You know, I said it earlier that overall planning. So you're going to be planning and scheduling your different projects, talking about developing the project plan. When it's time for us to start a project, we're still on our headquarters project. So when it is time for us to start the project that Google has given to us, or when it's time for you to start the project that Google has given to you, you build your project charter. In your project charter, you have your outlines, the outlines of the tasks, the things that you need to perform. for your building to rise, for your building to come up. You do your timeline. Okay, this is the time frame that we have. You outline your resources, do all of those things, planning and scheduling. Then you have budget and budget management. Like I said earlier, the company has given you 1 billion naira as the cost, the money that they have to build this project. So you are in charge of the budget management. It means that it must not exceed 1 billion. It must not, in fact, it must not enter 1.1 billion or 1 billion and 1 naira. It must not, it must be that exact 1 billion. So you are going to be in charge of estimating costs. Okay, we want to contract a bricklayer. We contract bricklayer one. That one says, oh, my money is 500 million. You already know that that's half of the cost, entire cost of the project. How much is now remaining? You already know you cannot use bricklayer one. You go to bricklayer two. That one says, oh, I will collect 300 million. That's even lower. But again, you will not stop. You go to bricklayer three. So you'll be the one to do all of these things. And it's not like you'll be going from one place to obviously, like you have people that you're working with that, are going to do all these menial jobs. They're just going to be reporting to you. So you estimate the cost and manage the project budget to ensure that it does not exceed the amounts that the company has planned. Then you also manage risk, okay? Risk management, identifying potential risks and developing mitigation strategies. So you as the project manager, you need to be able to foresee, okay, what are the things that could happen that will not let this project turn out the way that I want, right? So if we are building a house in Nigeria, what are the things that could happen? I want you guys to, so let's start thinking as a project manager. We want to build, an headquarters for Google in Nigeria. You are very familiar with things that could come up if you're building a house in Nigeria. So what are the things that could happen? All right, so let's drop it in the chat. Just one or two things that you think could happen if you want to build an headquarters for Google in Nigeria. Anybody? Hello guys, hello guys, hello guys. Are we together? All right. Kemi says electricity. You already know that in this same Nigeria, they can choose to turn off national grid anytime that they want. All right. National grid used to collapse and stand up every single day. So you already know that electricity is a risk, right? You know that there's probability of inflation as well. If now we're going to be using 1 year, we're going to be using 1 year for the project. You can wake up tomorrow and they say bag of cement is 50 million. It's very possible in this same country that we are in, right? So these are the things that you're going to have to foresee as the project manager so that you can mitigate and develop strategies that you can use to, shoulder these risks so that by the time it comes up, they don't fall on your shoulders and, drop the entire project. So you're going to be identifying the potential risks and developing mitigation strategies. Mitigation strategies are strategies that you can use to reduce or completely destroy the risk. Okay, so we have logistics as well. The fact that if well, today we have fuel in Nigeria, tomorrow we don't have fuel in Nigeria. These are like really crazy stuff that could happen. We have contractors inefficiencies, right? A contractor can wake up tomorrow. You've contracted somebody, you've agreed on price. They cannot wake up tomorrow and say, okay, this thing has increased. I want to increase my price. So these are things that you have to, be able to foresee as a project manager and then reduce the risk. So all together, I want to believe that I've been able to convince and not confuse you that a project manager is someone who is able to plan and monitor the different projects within companies. If you understand the role of a project manager better now, can you drop a 1 for me in the chat? You understand clearly who a project manager is. Can you drop a 1? All right, let's go. If you understand clearly, right? Thank you, Toba. I see that. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Now, that's a project manager. Who is a Scrum Master? We've defined who a project manager is. Now, who is a Scrum Master? A Scrum Master operates within the Scrum framework. Okay, there's something in the tech world, in the project management world, that we refer to as Scrum framework. All right, so it's these are like guidelines. You know how say for example you want to start a company in a country, for example Canada. You want to start a company in Canada. There are some guidelines that would there are some guidelines that guide, or there are some policies that guide this construction of a company, right? Okay, there are some things that you need to do, there are some things that you need to look out for, there are some registrations that you need to do, and so on and so forth. So a Scrum Master operates within the Scrum framework, which is an agile methodology used predominantly in software development companies and other industries, right? And other industries. So you as a Scrum Master will serve as a facilitator and a coach to help the team adhere to Scrum practices. Now, still on our example of building an office for Google in Nigeria, right? Obviously, you know that there are some guidelines that there are some things that if you want to build company in Lagos, Nigeria, there are some things that you need to do before you build the company. If not, you wake up tomorrow and you say that your company has they've used a tractor to demolish the company, right? So there are some things that you need to put in place to ensure that the building that you want to build is able to stand for 100 years and more, right? So you as a Scrum Master would ensure that the company is following the guidelines, the policies that would ensure that this company that you want to, this building that you want to build stands for 100 years and more. So you as a Scrum Master serve as a facilitator and coach to help the team adhere to Scrum practices. There are some practices that are very important when it comes to Scrum, Agile, project management, and so on and so forth. Don't worry, if these terms are looking they're looking strange to you, we're going to break them down soon enough, right? But your key responsibilities as a Scrum Master would include facilitating Scrum events. Now, in your Scrum team, Scrum is just a buzzword, it's an agile methodology, right? That we use in the project world. So in your Scrum team, you would have the development team. These are people that are going to be writing the tough code, right? You have the data team, these are people that are going to be analyzing data. You have the product team as well. You belong in the product team, right? So you're going to be the one facilitating the collaboration of these people together. You know how it can be very difficult for human beings to work together. So you're going to be that entity that stands in between. This is literally like you right here. Okay, this is you right here. Then you have the development team. I'll just put dev. You have the data team. Okay, I'll put data. You have the QA team, quality assurance team. These are the people that ensure that everything that we are delivering to the outside world is top-notch quality. Then you are going to be the one ensuring that all these people are able to work together and deliver a fantastic project. If your developer says, I can't do this, there's going to be a problem for the project. If your developer and your data analysts can't work together, there's going to be a problem for the project. So you're going to be the facilitator, the coach for these people to say that, okay, this is how we need to move according to the framework that has been laid down by the Scrum methodology. This is what we need to do. These are the tools that we can use for this particular project. So you are facilitating and coaching people to ensure that they work together, they collaborate, and they're able to deliver the project that your company wants you people to deliver. All right. So you're going to be facilitating Scrum events. What are the Scrum events that we have? We have daily stand-up meetings. What's daily stand-up? You'd see companies, within a company, you see people come together to say, oh, Scrum meetings daily stand-up meetings are usually 15 minutes. 15 minutes, right? So you see people come together, everybody from this team will come together, developers will come to the meeting, data people will come to the meeting, the QAs will come to the meeting. When they come to the meeting, that's why it's called stand-up meeting, because there's no time to sit and be chatting and be laughing, be doing all of those things. No. once the meeting starts, the developer will start, okay, yesterday I was able to write this couple of line of codes. I was able to do this and that. Today, this is what I'm going to be doing. These are the blockages that I have. And that's all. Move to the next person, and the next person. So it's called daily stand-up meeting because 15 minutes it has to end. And what people do during stand-up meetings is to come and talk about what they did yesterday, what they'll be doing today, and the blockages that they have, the problems that they've encountered whilst working on their projects. So you as a Scrum Master will now be the one facilitating this meeting to say, okay, developer, yes, the blockages that you have, how can we help you? Okay, QA, yes, developer said he has delivered this thing to you guys. Have you been able to pick it up? You know, and that's how you facilitate the meeting until it ends in 15 minutes. Then you also have sprint planning. What is sprint planning? Okay, the company has said that this is the project that they want to do, they want to embark on. You as a Scrum Master will now work with the project manager. Listen, you work with the project manager or the product owner, okay, or the product owner to break down this project into tiny little tasks that are easily achievable. Okay, so you break them down, you bring them down into tiny pieces of tasks that are easily achievable. And once you do that, you now call together a sprint planning meeting to say, okay, we've broken down these tasks into tiny bits. This for the next 2 weeks. Okay, for the next 2 weeks, this is what we're going to be doing. So let's use our example. We want to build headquarters for Google. Now that we've said I want to build headquarters for Google, what are the tiny tasks that we need to embark on? We need to get a building contractor. We need to get a surveyor. We need to get an estimator. We need to get a plumber. We need to get this and that. So all of these things, we'll not break them down into tiny. Okay. All these things that I've listed, we'll now say, okay, within 2 weeks, we need to get all these people, right? So we've broken down the big task of building the headquarters into tiny sub-tasks. And it is in the sprint planning that we'll now decide on, okay, these are the tasks that we want to do. These are the ones that we don't want to do. Okay? That's sprint planning. Please, if I've said anything and you don't understand, please call me back. Okay? So we've talked about daily stand-up meetings. We said this is where everybody comes to talk about what they are working on, what they've done, what they are doing, and if they have any problems. Sprint planning is when we break down our big task into tiny subtasks, and then we now say, okay, for the next 2 weeks, these are the things that we're going to be doing. Sprint review is when we now say, this task that we've broken down into tiny pieces that we've said we want to do in 2 weeks, where are we with the tasks? All right, so we're going to review, okay, we were able to get a bricklayer. We review the bricklayer, review the projects that he has done. Look at everything, every tiny pieces and bricks of it to ensure that, okay, he's not going to come and dupe us at the beginning of at the end of the project. Then we eventually have retrospective meetings. What are retrospective meetings? These are meetings that, okay, we will now talk about the tiny subtasks that we did and we've reviewed. We've passed them out. We've passed them. We've ticked them out. Did we do well with them or not? All right. Did we do well with these tiny subtasks or not? And what can we do better to ensure that the next project that we're doing, we don't make the same kinds of mistakes? So these are the meetings that you are going to be facilitating as the Scrum Master. So you can say that if I say I'm a Scrum Master now, if they are calling tech bros and I'm a Scrum Master, I'll go out and yes, I'm a tech person. I work in the tech field, right? But I'm not writing any code. What am I doing? I'm facilitating stand-up meeting. I'm facilitating sprint planning meetings. I'm facilitating review. And mind you, this facilitating that you're doing, you're just saying, all right, you, where are you with, or very calmly, yes, developer, where are you with this? Yes, business analyst, where are you with this? Yes, QA, where are you with this? That's what you're doing. That's all. That's all. And you're earning literally the same amount that developers are earning. So you can see how interesting it is that you can do all of these things without writing a single line of code, right? So you're going to be facilitating Scrum meetings. Then you're going to be removing impediments, right? What are the obstacles that your team can face? what are the obstacles that might come their way? You're going to be able to, you need to have that foresight as well and be able to identify and remove any obstacles that might hinder the team's progress. Then you're going to be coaching the team. How do you do that? You ensure that everybody follows the Scrum practice. Scrum practice is very important, right? It's very, very important. These are things that you're going to learn in the course of the program. It's very important that you know them and are able to implement these practices, right? So obviously, your developer, nothing concerns developer concerns Scrum practice, concerns Scrum practice. So it is you, it will be your own duty to say that, okay, developer, this is how we ought to perform this. This is how we ought to perform that, and so on and so forth. So you're just coaching people to help them understand and follow the Scrum practices and help them become self-organizing. This is who you are as a Scrum Master. If you understand everything I've said so far about Scrum Master, can you drop a 1 for me in the chat? If you understand clearly who a Scrum Master is and the duties of a Scrum Master, can you drop a 1 for me in the chat? All right, Ifuntola, thank you. Yes, I want more responses. Again, you know, I said if you don't understand what I'm saying, call me back. I'm here to explain everything that you need to know today. So call me back and I'm going to re-explain everything that you need to know. All right, but I'm seeing 1-1, right? Fantastic. All right, Peter, do you have a question for me, or where did you get lost? Do you have a question for me, Peter? You can drop your question in the chat. I will just pick it up from there. Are we together, Peter? All right, Chidima, don't worry. We are still together. All right, Peter. So if there's something you don't understand, just drop a question for me and I'll pick it up. All right. So we've explained who a project manager is, and then we've explained who a Scrum Master is. Now, why are we you can say that okay, so Promise is asking example of obstacles that you can face. An obstacle is, you know, we've been using the example of building building Google headquarters in Nigeria, right? So Promise, what are the obstacles that I must believe you're Nigerian, right? You stayed there for a couple of years, I don't know. But what are the obstacles that you can face if you want to build a building in Nigeria by yourself? What are some of the obstacles that you can, or that you think somebody can face if they want to, you know, build a company in Nigeria? Just one is fine. I promise. Are you there? Okay. So I asked earlier, and somebody said cost of fuel, right? You can wake up tomorrow and you realize that fuel is now selling for 1.5 per liter. That's an obstacle. That's a problem that your project team can face, right? You said availability of materials, right? Because you can wake up tomorrow and they will say that there is no sand in Nigeria. You want to buy sand, but there is no sand, right? There was one time that there was no currency. There was one time that there was no currency in Nigeria. We ourselves, we could not spend our own currency. That's an obstacle, right? So your obstacle will come per project. It's not the same for all the projects. If you're building a software, for example, an obstacle can be somebody hacking into the system. That's an obstacle. That will totally pause the project, right? That's what I'm saying. For a software project, an obstacle can be a bug, an unforeseen bug, suddenly, you know, shutting down the entire software. That's an obstacle. All right. So obstacles can come in different forms, diverse forms. For example, if it's a data project, an obstacle can be no source of data, or, you know, an incomplete data set. That's an obstacle. So depending on the projects that you're working on, obstacles they vary. They can come in different sizes and shapes. All right. Promise, I hope that answers your question. Promise, promise, promise. I hope that answers your question. All right, fantastic. Now, I've explained who a project manager is, and I've explained who a Scrum Master is. Now, combination, why these are two different professionals from the explanation. Now, why are we at Analytics combining these people together? Why are we combining these two skill sets together? We're going to look at that in a couple of minutes. But first, who is an Agile project manager or a Scrum Master? Who is an Agile project manager or a Scrum Master? Simply put, an Agile project manager or a Scrum Master is a hybrid role. Is a hybrid role that combines the responsibilities of an Agile project manager with those of a Scrum Master. It is an hybrid role that combines, so it brings together the ability to plan a project from start to finish and the ability to facilitate a project team, coach a project team from start to finish. All right. So the combination of these two makes you a powerhouse. This role is often found in organizations that are transitioning from traditional project management practices to agile project management practices. There are two main methodologies that companies use to facilitate their projects. Two, we have waterfall and we have agile. Now, companies are moving away from waterfall because what does waterfall mean? It means that if we say that we want to do a project, right? If we say that we want to do a project, it means that from start to we must complete that project within a time frame from start to finish at the same time, at once. That's what waterfall means. At once, we must complete an entire project. But if we're using Agile says that, you can release your projects per time, from time to time. You don't have to wait till everything is completed before you release the project. Let me give you an example. We are still using our headquarters, our Google headquarters as an example. Now, say for example, we are using a waterfall methodology. It means that from sand filling to roofing of the entire headquarters, nobody can work in that headquarters. It will not be launched. It will not be opened. So if we're going to be making cocoa house kind of headquarters, multiple steps from, let's say, 100 floors, it means that from floor 1 to, we must complete floor 1 to floor 100 before we launch our headquarters. That's what waterfall says, basically. Now, what does Agile say? It says that, we want to build an headquarters. That's fine. We want to build 100 floors. That's fine. But we can say that, okay, if we build floor 1 to floor 50, we can launch the headquarters. We can go ahead and start using the headquarters. We don't have to wait for us to do floor 1 to floor 100 before we finish that headquarters. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. These are two different frameworks, different methodologies within the Agile environments. And companies are now moving from this one right here to this one right here. All right, companies are moving from waterfall to Agile because for you to wait for us to wait for us to finish 100 floors, it will take years, right? It will take years. That means that we cannot use the office. That means that if we start hiring people in Nigeria, they cannot use the office because we've not completed it. But if we're using the Agile methodology, it means that we've completed floor 50. People can start working in the office and productivity continues. People are coming to the office, they're enjoying themselves, they are doing, the work is going on fine and normal, right? So companies don't want to be waiting for years to finish a project before they can launch the project. They want to be able to launch projects part time, Keep building on it, keep building on it, keep building on it. That is what companies are moving away from now. They're moving away from waterfall to agile. All right. And for them to be able to move completely, to be able to, satisfy this need that they have, they need the skills of an agile project manager and a scrum master. All right. So the combination of these responsibilities makes you an hybrid person, whereby you completely have the skill set of a project manager and you have the skill set of a scrum master, right? And you're able to practice agile methodologies from start to finish and operate in a mixed environment. Okay, so an agile project manager and a scrum master combined is a hybrid role that combines the responsibility of an agile project manager to those of a scrum master. Now you will ask me, why let me even ask you, let's do a very quick question and answer. If you are a recruiter, right? You're a recruiter. Everybody on this call, you guys are recruiters, and you want to hire someone with the agile skills for your company. Now, say you work for Flutterwave. Let's use Flutterwave as an example. Flutterwave is a fintech, right? And obviously they work with softwares, right? So you want to hire an agile project manager or a scrum master for Flutterwave. And now you find the combination of these skill sets in one person. Who are you going to hire? That's a question for everybody, all right? If your Flutterwave has asked you to hire a scrum master, right? But you find someone that has agile project management skills and scrum master skills. Who are you going to hire? Are you going to hire somebody that has just scrum master skills? Are you going to hire somebody that has just project management skills? Or are you going to hire an hybrid, somebody that has both skills? Who are you going to hire? I'm waiting for your responses in the chat, people. I'm waiting for your responses in the chat. Let's go, okay? Who are you going to hire? I want more responses. I need more people to respond. I want to be sure that everybody understands what we are doing here today. So we're not just, wasting our time. All right. So who are you going to hire? I'm saying the one. Chidima says the one that has both. Okay. T says both skills. Peter says both skills. Toba says both skills. HGI phone says hybrid. Fantastic. Exactly. All right. Exactly. Because that just simply means that the company has no worries. You can facilitate your meetings. You can work with agile methodologies. You can do your planning and scheduling in one person. That is just a skill that, gives you one very high advantage, right? Somebody that is able to perform on both sides is what a company will go for. It just simply means that you know what you are doing. You are able to perform as a project manager. You're able to perform as a scrum master. Part-time, you know what to do. So in a situation whereby there's no project manager, you function as project manager, you function as scrum master. Your team is, releasing products, releasing projects fast, going. And companies don't want people that will delay their work, right? Imagine if somebody does not have scrum skills, they don't have the scrum skill set, and then the company now has to go and look for a scrum master again. That just, puts more burden on the company, and the fact that they might not even be able to hire the right person. But the fact that you have both skills in just one person gives you a better advantage. Okay, so now let's take a look at what advantage does combining both skills give you. You as a person, if you're going to be combining these two skills, what advantage does it give you? All right. Number one, you have enhanced versatility and what's this name? And employability. Enhanced versatility and employability means that you can do before you are the lord of both skills. Really, you can do both part-time at the same time when needed, when necessary. All right. And organizations are looking to fulfill these roles at reduced costs. honestly just makes you a superstar in your company, because that means that they don't have to spend. So imagine a company sees somebody that can, work as a project manager, work as a scrum master, combined together. They will even combine the money and give you one person, as long as you're able to deliver, right? So it reduces cost on the side of the company, and increases, your own capacity, your own capability, your own versatility, and your own employability. And quick one, guys. So my colleague is dropping the attendance sheet in the WhatsApp, in the chat. So please, let's fill the form. Let's fill the form. This is where you get to you get the resources of this session. All right. So I'm going to be sharing with you the recording and the material as well, so that you can have both in your drive or your save. Okay. So let's please fill the form. So organizations often seek individuals who can, fulfill multiple roles to reduce costs and streamline operations. And having these two skill sets makes you more attractive to any employer. I can tell you for a fact that if you reach out to any employer today and you pose this same question that I've asked you right in front of them, they'll tell you, why would I need to hire two different persons when I can hire one person and the person can deliver for me the exact same thing that these two people will deliver, right? So it makes you more employable, makes you more attractive to employers, makes you more wanted. You are more sorted after by employers, by recruiters, simply because you can oversee projects, you can facilitate agile practices, and you can, facilitate things. Okay. So another thing that it does is to give you a broader skill set. Gives you a broader skill set. All right. So by mastering both roles, you become a versatile professional. So even with the skills of a project manager and scrum master, you can say, oh, okay, this year I want to work as a project manager. Okay. So everything that all the roles that you're going for is project management. Next year you can say, oh, I want to work as a scrum master. All right. You're going into scrum master, you're earning scrum master roles. The following year you can say, I want to work as both, hybrid. I want to do both in one company. Increases your chances of earning higher, also increases your own experience as well, right? So by mastering both roles, you become a versatile professional who can navigate different project environments. Okay, so whether it's a traditional approach that the company is using or an agile methodology, you have the blend of both. You can function as both. It makes you a strong candidate for wider range of job opportunities. Okay, makes you someone who is highly sorted after. Number two, advantage that combining both gives you is the comprehensive project oversight. The comprehensive project oversight. So it simply means that you as a person, you would have worked on different traditional projects. You'd also have worked on different agile projects. So tomorrow, if somebody from Flutterwave reaches out to you that they want to hire you, you can say, oh, when I worked for 10 Analytics, I was able to deliver this particular project using the waterfall methodology. You can say tomorrow, oh, when I worked as an agile project manager and a scrum master for Google, I was able to develop and deliver this social project using agile methodology, right? So it gives you the opportunity to experience different projects on different levels, on different on different levels, really. All right. So with skills in both agile project management and Scrum, you can manage the entire life cycle of a project, straight from planning and execution to team facilitation and process improvement. You can manage an entire life cycle of a project. If somebody has the project management skills, this is where they break. All right. So this is where they break. Somebody with the project management skills, with only project management skills, the only thing that they will be able to do is project planning and execution. Somebody with the scrum master skills only, the only thing that they will be able to do is team facilitation and process improvement. But you having both makes you a master of everything. So you'll be able to plan projects, execute projects, facilitate team, and do process improvement. all together as one person. All right. And this ensures that both the strategic objectives and the day-to-day team dynamics of a project, of a team, you are in the center. You are in the center of it all. You are in the center of it all. It even makes you more visible to C-suite, the C-suite people, or C-suite. You know what they call them? But yeah, makes you more visible to them. They say, oh, this person can do this and that. You're the one reporting to them. You're the one giving them updates. You're the one planning the projects with them. You're the one giving them deliveries, updates on the where the project is at the moment, and so on and so forth. So it gives you more visibility and more ability to be able to do more than somebody that has just one skill set. Okay, so with both skill sets in Agile, project management, and Scrum, you can manage the entire life cycle of a project from start to finish. All right. Another advantage that this gives you is career growth and leadership opportunities. Career growth and leadership opportunities. It opens you up to different career opportunities, right? Like you get to work as, makes you a strong candidate for leadership roles, right? So you're able to apply to roles like, oh, you want to work as a program manager, you want to work as an agile coach, you want to work as chief project officer. All right. Tons and tons of jobs that you can apply to as an agile project manager and a scrum master. All right. So organizations value leaders who can see the big picture, very important, and also understanding of nuances of team dynamics and agile practices. All right. So the fact that you're able to do this combined skill set makes you a more stronger candidate for leadership roles. All right. It also makes you competitive in the job market. All right. So again, I asked you guys earlier, if you want to hire somebody, a scrum master for your team, and then you see somebody that has scrum master and project management roles skills, what do? You people said you would hire somebody that has both skills, right? And that's because you already know that, for one, you have two in one person. You're not going to be having any problems with your product team at all. All right. This competitive advantage can lead you to higher salaries. So the fact that you have both knowledge, you have the skills of both career, you're able to negotiate your salary. Say maybe you're in the United States and they are offering you $100,000 per year. Do you know, even another project management, a project manager alone, do you know how much they earn? They earn more than this. This is something that somebody has told me personally, right? That they earn more than this. So if somebody comes to you with this offer, well, you first look at them with bombastic side eye. Say that, I can't take this. You're able to boldly negotiate that this is what you can take. So you can tell them that, no, I can't take this. The least I'll be able to take is 175. $175,000 to work for you as an agile project manager and a scrum master. All right. So it gives you a competitive advantage that leads to higher salaries, more prestigious roles, and greater career satisfaction. All right, greater career satisfaction. Once you start, the sky is your limit, literally, because you then just keep going. You go from, okay, getting a role as an agile project manager, a scrum master, to becoming an agile coach, to becoming a chief project officer, go on to becoming an agile team leader, and so on and so forth. So these are the three major advantages that combining this skill set gets you as a project manager and a scrum master. So another quick question. I have explained these two different skills, the combination and the advantages that you have when you get into it. The question now is, are you ready to seize this opportunity? Are you ready to seize this opportunity? If you are, I want you to drop a yes for me in the chat. If you're not, you can drop a no and I'll visit you personally. So yeah, let's go. Are you ready to seize this career opportunity? If you are, please drop a yes for me in the chat. If you're not, please drop a no. I'll be sure to pen down your name and call you later after this session. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If you're ready to seize the opportunity, I want you to drop a yes for me. If you're not, please drop a no. And all right, I'm seeing a lot of yeses. Thank you. Okay, so what then do you need to get started as an Agile project manager and a Scrum Master? What do you need to get started? All right. Number one, you need a specialized skill set. If you don't have, it does not cling to you, right? You need to learn it. You need something that you need to learn. You need to learn this skill set. You need to learn you need to be collaboration focused. You need to be adaptable and flexible, right? You need to know a lot of performance improvement projects, and you need to be a leader in self-organization. Okay, now very quickly, our time is fast spent. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through a real life application of a Scrum and Agile project management project. All right, how is it applied in real time, in real life? This is a scenario in a software development project. It is a scenario in a software development project. All right, so this is a project overview. The project overview. A software development company is creating a new web-based application for an e-commerce platform. So we can say e-commerce platforms are platforms like Jumia, like Amazon. All right, so this is a project that a software development company wants to do for Amazon. All right, Amazon. Now, the application aims to enhance the shopping experience of people. All right, you know how you can be using Amazon and there are a lot of annoying things that are just coming up, ads, also the fact that you're unable to get what you need on time. All right, so they want to enhance the user experience, the user shopping experience, by introducing advanced search functionalities, personalized recommendations, and a seamless checkout process. What will be your responsibilities as an Agile project manager and a Scrum Master? What are the responsibilities that you're going to be carrying out? All right. Number one is sprint planning and backlog management. Sprint planning and backlog management. I know I explained sprint planning earlier. Do we still remember? Do we still remember sprint planning? I'm just going to be explaining for the sake of people that cannot remember. So sprint planning is when you want to start a project. You want to start a project, right? So you have the scope of the project. You have the scope of what you want to do. Okay, so this company wants to enhance shopping experience. What they're not going to do, this is a need that they want to fulfill, right? It is a need that they want to fulfill. Now, they need to break this thing, this need, yeah? They need to break it down into pieces, into tiny bits and pieces. So once they break it down, they can, for example, they can break this down into 15 pieces. So once they break it down, they split this 15 into, maybe they can say, okay, we want to have 4 sprint planning sessions. So they split the 15 into 4. I don't know, 15 divided by 4. Once they do that, then they start to so maybe they want to do 4 functionalities first. 4 functionalities. They want to carry out 4 sorry, excuse me. They want to carry out 4 functionalities first. So these 4 functionalities, they bring it into the first sprint planning. So sprint plan, they're going to do sprint planning in 4 different sessions, right? They break down the pieces, and then per session, they say, okay, maybe the first thing they want to do is to add a preference button. All right. Maybe they can say, okay, for the first sprint, we want to add a preference button. We want to add dark mode. Okay. We also want to add a design by yourself button. Okay. So once they put all of this together, then they can bring it into the first sprint planning, right? So the first sprint planning will be them talking about, okay, what are the things that they need to do to be able to add a preference button? What are the things that they need to do to be able to add dark mode? What are the things that they need to do to be able to what are the things that they need to have to be able to add design by yourself button? Then they put all of this together into a backlog, okay, into a backlog, and then they start to plan the first sprint planning. So sprint planning are usually the sessions to talk about what they're going to be doing for the next for that project, right? For the next couple of weeks. So I said earlier that sprint planning is usually for 2 weeks. Some companies do 7 days. Okay, some companies do 2 weeks. Okay, so depending on the number of days that the company does, they plan the first sprint. And for the first sprint, at the end of the first sprint, what they would have are these functionalities on the website. Okay, these functionalities on the website. So sprint planning is about planning a project for a meeting that talks about the things that they want to do for the next couple of weeks. And then backlog management. Now, these 3 things are stated here, 1, 2, 3. These are functionalities that they want the website to have. Now, when they've brought together these functionalities, they will enter it into a tool called Jira. So these are your project management tools that you also learn in the course of the program. You learn how to use Jira, how to use Confluence, how to use Trello. All right. So they will enter these functionalities into Jira. Okay. They will enter it into Jira as backlogs. Let me use this as an example. For example, you can be scrolling through Instagram and you'll be seeing fine shoes, you save it. You see fine bag, you save it. You see fine hair, you save it. All of these things that you are saving, they are saving in your Instagram archive. They are called backlogs. All right. These are things that you want. You want to buy them. You save. Now, as soon as you have the money to buy the shoe, once you've ordered for the shoe that has gotten to you, you unsave it. You move it out of your archive. That's like an example of backlogs, right? So these are the functionalities that the company wants their application to have. Now, once they fulfilled the first functionality, they will enter this functionality into their backlog management, their backlog tool. Your backlog is like your Instagram archive, right? So once they've entered it into the backlogs and they've started their sprints, the first one, once they've done it, they take it out. They take it as done. Second one, once they've done it, they take it as done, take it out. Third one, and it goes on and on and on like that. So sprint planning and backlog management are some of the things that you're going to be doing as a Scrum Master and a project manager. Okay, so you collaborate with product owners and the product development team to define sprint goals and prioritize product backlog. Then you also ensure that user stories are well defined. What are user stories? User stories are stories that tell how a user will be able to use these functionalities. Okay, they are stories that tell how a user will be able to use these functionalities that we've stated. Sorry, excuse me. Stated here. So I say, as a user, I want to be able to choose preference. Select my preference from the list of products that have been given to me. As a user, I want to be able to use dark mode on the website so that when my eyes are paining me, I can switch to dark mode. So these are the stories. You are going to be telling stories like a user, right? Based off of the functionalities. Then you also facilitate sprint meetings to allocate tasks and set achievable sprint goals. Then you also facilitate daily Scrum meetings, right? So you organize and lead daily stand-up meetings to track progress, identify obstacles, and ensure team alignment. I said earlier that your team has to be aligned. They need to know how to work together. They need to be able to work together part-time. So you need to organize and lead these daily stand-up meetings as the Agile project manager and the Scrum Master, because you want to track progress of the project. You want to know, okay, where have we gotten to? Where are we at this point? You want to identify the obstacles that they might have. You also want to ensure that there's team alignment. Everybody's working together. It's not that development team is working separately, data team is doing their own. Everybody is now scattered. You ensure collaboration between amongst everybody in your team. Then you also do sprint review and retrospectives, right? So what are sprint reviews? We've done sprint planning here. And it is in this planning that we've said, okay, these are the things that we want to do. These are the things that we want to say. Okay. Your sprint review meeting will now be you saying, okay, where this thing that we've done, how far have we, gone with it? How far are we doing with it, right? How far are we going with it? So you do your sprints, your daily, your sprint review meeting. You say, okay, this functionality that we've listed here, have we done them? Are they good to go? Can we release them out? So you plan you do your sprint review, then you also do your retrospective meeting. Your retrospective meeting is the meeting where you come together to say, the entire team comes together to say, okay, now we've released the option where people can choose their preferences. What were the mistakes we made while developing this functionality? How do we do better in the future? Okay, so these are the things that you do in the sprint review and retrospective meeting. So you're going to be conducting sprint review meetings to showcase completed work to stakeholders and gather feedback. Are they enjoying the product? Are they able to use it? Do they have any problems with the product? You gather this feedback. Then you lead retrospective meetings to reflect on the sprints, identify areas of improvement, and implement actionable changes, things that you can do better. All right. Okay, another thing that you do is cross-functional collaboration. Cross-functional collaboration. This is where you coordinate different teams within your team to work together. You coordinate different teams to work together. Okay. Coordinate UI, UX, UX developer, you coordinate the QA testers and other stakeholders to come together and work together. Then you also facilitate communication between development team, okay? Development team, external team, facilitate conversations between them, ensure that everybody is communicating the way that they want to communicate, all right? You do risk management and issue resolution, right? So you're going to be looking at risk and how they can happen and how to manage these risks to ensure that they don't destroy your project. You also track progress and report progress. You're going to be using agile project management tools like Jira, like Trello, to track sprint progress, to manage tasks, and to update your project board. This is to ensure that everybody is kept updated. It's very important. So it's not that the QA think that this is where they are at this point, and then the agile, the developers think that this is where they are. You need to be able to track progress, the progress of your project. All right. So you're going to be using agile project management tools to do this tracking. Okay. If we're together and you understand everything I've been saying so far, can you drop a 1 for me in the chat? Okay, I think I have a question here. Is sprint review just for the team, product owner, and Scrum Master, or together with the stakeholder if necessary? Yes, good question, T. All right, so you've said stakeholder. Everybody that is involved in that project has to be in the sprint review meeting. Everybody involved in that, all your stakeholders, everybody involved in that project have to be in the sprint review meeting. Okay, hope that answers the question. So it's not just it's not just the Scrum Master or the development team. Everybody has to be there. All right. So at this point, I'm going to be getting into everything that you're going to be learning in this project. Do you want to get into tech easily? Then this Agile Project Management and Scrum Master is a program for you. Okay, so this course is ideal for Scrum Masters and Agile Project Managers at all skill levels. All right, you will delve into Scrum methodologies, master the art of efficient project management, and owning your leadership skills in facilitating successful agile teams. All right. You're going to be working on practical hands-on projects. Through practical sessions, you gain hands-on experience in implementing Scrum principles, resolving real-world challenges, and optimizing team productivities. Okay, so now, why should you become an Agile project manager and Scrum Master? Why exactly should you go for this program? Okay, this role is very, like I said earlier, that it makes you very attractive, right? It's a very coveted role, right? Imagine a career path that not just promises you exceptional growth, but also promises you competitive salary, right? This career path ensures that you have high earning potential. It gives you the ability to earn and earn much, earn and earn loud. Okay. So according to Glassdoor, a Scrum Master's role stands proudly in the list of highest paying jobs with an average salary of $97,000 per year in the US. In Canada, it's 109,000, and in the UK, it's 65,500 in the UK. Okay, it's also a career that gives you top market demand. That makes you it's a top demanded, wanted, sorted after career path, right? Reflecting on its importance, LinkedIn featured the Scrum Master role in 2019. 2019 most promising job list, right? Emphasizing the high demand and potential in this field. Okay, so what's the general overview of this program? It's 100% online led, right? You don't have to leave your house, you don't have to leave your home. In fact, you don't have to do much. You just need to get on your laptop and plug yourself into the class. It's hands-on and practical session with exercises and projects. You have lifetime access to your materials and to the experts that are going to be taking you through this program. You get to do 10 plus classes and treat 20 plus topics. Average salary of an Agile project manager and a Scrum Master in Nigeria is 8 million naira, and the UK is 65,546. You also will get to work on diverse projects to add to your portfolio. You have a lot of projects that you get to add to your portfolio. You have 100% job prospect visibility. You have industry relevant certification. You're going to be getting certified. And then it's 3 months of training plus 1 month of virtual internship. All right. So let's look at okay. The general overview of the program. I've already explained who an Agile project manager is and a Scrum Master, right? So what are your key learning areas? What are the key learning areas for this program? Number one, you get to learn introduction to project management. What is a project? What is project management? Who a project manager is, and so on and so forth. Then you also learn project management skills and communications. What are the skills that you need to have as a project manager? How do you need to communicate as a project manager? You learn foundations of Agile and Scrum. Foundations of Agile and Scrum. What are the basis of these methodologies? What are the principles that guide these methodologies? You're going to learn them. You learn understanding the Scrum framework, the framework that guides the project team. You need to understand this framework so that you're going to be a mother holding people by the hand. Okay, so you need to learn this framework. You also need to learn the Scrum artifacts. What are the Scrum artifacts? We have increments, we have sprints, we have product backlog. I've explained sprints and product backlog earlier. Increments, these are things that you will learn in the course of the program. You learn advanced Scrum and Agile practices. You learn end-to-end the use of Jira. You know, I said earlier that when you're entering in your product backlog, you use tools like Jira, like Trello. You learn how to use Jira and Confluence in projects. Kanban boards for workflow management. When you are, you have your team, entire team together. Everybody has what they are supposed to do. everything that they're supposed to do, you enter it into your Kanban board. So it is in your Kanban board that your Kanban board will be like your to-do list, where you have everything that you need to carry out for a successful project. So once you have that board, you're able to move things around. Okay, it's like I want to do an illustration. Okay, so this is your, let's say for example, this is your Kanban board, right? This is your Kanban board. So on this board, you'd have like 3 columns. We could say 3 columns. So we'll call this one to do, your to do. We'll call this one ongoing. We'll just put on G, and then we'll call this one done. All right, done. So this is your Kanban board. Say for example, you have a project that says write user stories, write user stories, user stories. Okay, it's on the to-do list. Once you have the project, the write user stories task ongoing, you move it to the ongoing. Okay, and once you've completed the user stories, you move it to done. So that's what the Kanban board does for you. It helps you to manage your workflow. Okay, then you also learn agile metrics and reporting. Agile metrics and reporting. You learn things like velocity, burn up and burn down charts. You learn leadership and real world application of the agile project management and Scrum skills. You also learn the Nexus skilled Scrum and everything that you need to prepare for your project management, your professional Scrum Master examination. Okay, so the things that you're going to learn in the agile project management and Scrum Master program. Now. Okay, give me a minute. Let me just fix my light. What is your learning timeline? All right. What is your learning timeline? You can become a Scrum Master or an Agile Project Manager and a Scrum Master in 4 months. In 4 months. Okay. All right, sorry about the breaking transmission. Like I was saying, you can become an Agile Project Manager and a Scrum Master in 4 months. All right, so it's 3 months of intensive learning and 1 month of internship. Now your classes are on weekends. You don't have to stress. For people that are they have their 9 to 5, you're not going to have to come back from class, from work, and then jump into class. Classes are on weekends. So we have Saturdays and Sundays. You have morning on Saturdays by 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then on Sundays, you have 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. What are the tools that you're going to be learning? You have Confluence, right? You learn Jira and you learn how to use Trello. Confluence for project collaboration and tracking of tasks. Jira for tracking project deliverables, and Trello for team collaboration. These are the things that you're going to be learning. Now, what are the roles that you can apply to? You know, I was saying some of the roles earlier, but more roles that you can apply to includes Agile Portfolio Manager. You can become a Chief Project Officer. You can become an IT Project Manager. You can become an Agile Coach, become a Scrum Master, become an Agile Delivery Lead, and become an Agile transformation lead. There are tons and tons and tons of roles that you can end up applying to as an Agile project manager and a Scrum Master. Now, what are you going to be learning? Let's very quickly take a look at, okay, I'm just going to very quickly open up the entire okay. So we're going to look at the curriculum in details. just quickly brush through and see what you're going to be learning. In next 20 minutes, we're going to be closing out the session. So if you have questions for me, please feel free to use the raise hand icon or use the chat, and I'm going to pick up the questions and answer them all together, everything together, okay? All right. Can you guys see my screen? Just want to be sure you can see my screen. I know I'm sharing the curriculum, so should be coming up anytime soon. All right, fantastic. So this is the project manager and scrum master. Hi, Gwenga, any problem?
No, I wanted to tell you I could see your screen.
Okay, cool. So this is the curriculum where you get to learn everything you need to learn as an Agile project manager and a Scrum master. Okay, so we've talked about the high earning potential. We've also looked at the salary range. I don't know why it is blacking out. Sorry, guys, please give me a minute. Okay. All right, so I just wanted to give us a quick look at the curriculum and what you're going to be learning. Okay, but it's refusing to come up. Hi, Benga, can you see my screen?
Yeah, some of it is not coming up.
Okay, but it's up here, so I'm not sure why it's not coming up on my screen. Let me just share that screen alone. Okay. How about now?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you're going to be learning deep dive into all of these topics, right? You get to learn introduction to project management methodology. You can see the topics under the this first one, right? You also get to work on a case study that talks about launching a new product, the steps that you need to take to be able to launch a new product. Okay, talk about the scenario and the activities that you need to carry out. We look at the project management structure, right? Also, you need to know that all the projects, all the topics are case study enabled, whereby you're learning using a case study. All right, you're learning using a case study. Look at the leadership and communication techniques that you need to know how to use and have as a project manager and a scrum master. You look at your project manager skills and responsibilities, agile methodologies. What are the agile methodologies that you need to know how to use? An overview of the different principles and values that you need to have as a project manager and a scrum master. Okay, you look at the scrum framework essentials. The framework essentials, understanding the scrum framework, understanding the roles that are under the scrum framework, right? You also learn advanced scrum techniques, how to manage product backlogs with Jira. You get a thorough introduction into Jira and Confluence, get creating and managing product and sprint backlogs, writing effective user stories and how they can, help you to effectively manage your projects, right? Also, you learn agile project management tools. What are the tools that you need to know how to use? Effective sprint planning, because planning is core of your work, right? It's very important that you know how to plan. If you go out, if somebody plans rubbish, they will get rubbish projects. Okay, so effective sprint planning is not something that you just say, okay, something I can do, something that you have to learn. All right. So effective sprint planning and backlog refinement are things that you're going to learn. Also, agile metrics and reporting. All right, so you're going to be reporting your metrics, reporting your project, reporting your status. All right, using performance metrics like velocity, like burn up charts and burn down charts as a project manager and scrum master. You'd also learn the responsibilities and skills that are involved in working in this role. What are the things that you're going to be doing? Your coaching and mentoring and identifying and removing impediments are things that you need to know how to do as a scrum master. So how then do you get these things done? So there's a lot that you're going to be learning in the project. It's fully packed. as you can see, and it ensures that you get the best of the best out of the program. It ensures that you get the best and the best out of the program. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, my slides here, and then we'll call it a day in the next couple of minutes. Okay. So we've talked about the tools that you're going to be learning. We'll also look at some of the projects that you're going to be working on. For example, this is the project that some of our students worked on. You can see that it's a company that wants to build a self-service portal. They wanted to build a self-service portal. It's a software development project, right? And the name of the company is Blue Sea. The name of the company is Blue Sea. And as the Agile Project Manager, they've given you your roles and responsibilities, as you can see here: Scrum Master, Project Owner. You work with product developer and deliver this kind of project. So what are your project deliverables? Sprint backlog and burn down charts, right? You also write user stories, acceptance criteria, and definition of done. Again, I'm saying a lot of grammar, but when you get into the program, eventually you'll be able to understand per word everything that I've been saying. Okay, so this is a project that they worked on, and this is these are the their reporting chart. This is the cumulative flow diagram. This is a don't think okay, this is a cumulative flow diagram. This is a burn-up chart, burn-up report. This is a sprint planning chart, sprint planning board, a Kanban board, right? And after they carried out all of these, steps, activities, and projects, their sprint planning, sprint review, retrospective meeting, they were able to deliver this product, right? This project, right? It is a software development project where they were able to eventually work with developers to deliver this project. So now, even if you don't have experience working as a product manager, a project manager, or a scrum master before, and you meet a recruiter, they ask you, what are the things that you've worked on? You're able to show them these projects that, oh, I worked for a company called Tenalytics, and they wanted us to build a self-service portal for their employees. And these are the things that I did. These are the steps that I took. And this is the projects that I'm eventually able to deliver, for the company. So these are the projects that you're going to be working on as an Agile project manager. Now, why should you train with Tenalytics? Why should you choose Tenalytics as your training partner? We have an up-to-date curriculum. I showed you the curriculum. You saw for yourself how packed the entire curriculum is. All right. So up-to-date curriculum, industry experts with hands-on skills, people that are able to teach you, usually hold your hand and hold you to be able to learn the skills that they learned, struggling around you, learn part-time from your house. They will hold your hands, teach you, and ensure that you get the best out of the best. You also get a blended training delivery to accommodate everyone. So regardless of your background, what you've done previously, regardless of if you're a slow learner or a fast learner, we have a blended training approach for everyone. We have additional employability services that I'm going to explain later. And then we have internship designed to simulate the real world environment. Like I showed you earlier, right? This is an internship these are some of the internship projects that we designed to simulate the real world environment, so that when you eventually get out there, you're able to say, these are the things that I've done. I have done this and I have done that. Okay. So guys, please fill the form, fill the form. It's very important. Please fill the form. If you don't, you won't be able to get access to these materials and the recording. So it's very important that you fill the form. All right. So moving forward, how do we position you for success in the job market? We have a 3-layered approach. 3 tested and trusted approach. Number 1 is this level 1 here, where we have sessions like the CV review session. So you have an expert. We have experts with S. We have experts in the house that will literally teach you how to build your CV. They'll teach you how to build your CV from scratch. So maybe you've worked as a customer experience representative for 10 years. You want to move into project management and Scrum Master. How do you tailor your CV to fit for them to shake and shake, right? We'll teach you how to do that. So it's not even something that you need to worry about. We'll give you templates, you have classes, you have access to our experts that will be able to teach you how to write your CV. And not just teach you how to write your CV, but also teach you how to tailor your CV per role, tailor it per role. So for all the roles that we've talked about that you have the ability to apply to, we'll teach you how to tailor your CV to be able to apply to these different roles. We'll also have LinkedIn optimization, right? LinkedIn is a job board that every professional uses. But it's one thing to be able to open accounts. The other thing to be able to know how to use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where this is what people are using to get jobs, right? All right, Blossom is asking for the form. So Lydia or Winga, if you guys can resend the form so that Blossom can fill in her details. All right. So LinkedIn optimization will teach you how to optimize your LinkedIn. Okay. So every day you see people saying, I got my job off of LinkedIn. I got my job off of LinkedIn. Recruiters are out there looking for people with the skill set. So once you've learned this skill set, the next thing is to update your LinkedIn. Once you do that, you start to get messages from recruiters. You start to get messages from people saying, oh, we're looking for an Agile project manager and a Scrum Master. Is this something that you're interested in? These are messages that our students get all the time. And we can't wait for you to start getting these messages as well. Then we have Upwork optimization section, where we teach you how to leverage freelancing websites like Upwork, like Fiverr, like job.co. Okay, we'll teach you how to leverage this job board so that you also have something for side hustle on the side. Or if maybe you're somebody who does not want to, you don't want to work for companies, you want to work for multiple companies at the same time. Upwork is where you can get to do all of these things. I'll teach you how to use this job, this freelancing website. We also have navigating the job market sessions. That's sessions that are tailored for you to learn how to navigate the job market. People are saying, oh, there are no jobs, there are no jobs, there are no jobs. But how come our own students are getting jobs, right? We'll teach you how to navigate the job market, where to go to search for these jobs, what to do to search for these jobs. We will teach you, okay? We'll teach you. Then, right, we also have the job and interview preparation. We have the job and interview preparation. So by, you've gotten, after you've learned all the skills, you've worked on your CV, you optimize your LinkedIn, you get an interview. We at Analytics promise to sit with you and prepare you for that interview, right? All you need to do is just reach out to us. Oh, I have an interview and I need somebody to prep me. We'll sit with you and we'll prep you for that interview, right? We'll ask you. We've had scenarios where in the process of prepping, we've asked someone literally the same questions that they were asked during the interview. So what we need from you is just the CV that you applied with, your LinkedIn profile, and the job description. We'll sit with you, we'll prep you, we'll do everything that we need to do for you. Then all you need to do is go into the interview room and make us proud. That's all really. So we have the job and interview preparation sessions. We have the recommendation sessions, recommendation letter or reference letter. Say, for example, you've gotten the job. Wow, you need a reference letter. We will write that reference letter for you. From our CEO, founder, or co-founder, any of them would all say, oh, yeah, Promise is somebody that has worked with Analytics as a consultant. We'll not even say that you came to learn here. That's how much Analytics did for you. We'll not say that you came to come and learn here. We'll say that, yes, you worked as a consultant for us. You were able to carry out this project and this project and this project for us. And we highly recommend you for the role that they are looking to apply to hire you for. So write you this reference letter, write in the recommendation letter as well. Maybe you want to travel out for, you want to go to Canada, UK, what have you. We'll write your reference letter as well to say that, okay, this person, we highly endorse and vouch for this person. Then we have the weekly mentorship session where we, there's one thing that people say that you need to follow UNO road. Okay, follow people that have gone through the path before so that you will not make the same mistake. This is our level 2. we call mentorship session every week. Every week. Now, one major mistake that I made in my career was to not, get mentors when I needed to. And that sort of slowed my own growth, right? It's at the end of the day, my mates that were were properly mentored moved faster than I did. All right. So that's one thing that we want to ensure that you do not have to go through. And that's why we have the weekly mentorship sessions, so that every week you're speaking, you're interacting with somebody who has gone on this same path that you want to embark on. You get experience from them, you get knowledge from them, you get advice from them. They literally handhold you. They tell you, okay, these are the things that they did that worked for them. These are the things that they did that did not work for them. These are the things that you should do that they've done and that you know will work for you. All right. So we have the weekly mentorship sessions tailored to help every single one of our students be mentored properly, so that you don't fall into pit traps and pit holes and what have you that most people do when they get started in their tech career. All right. Then we have the on-the-job support. You've gotten a job. Wow. They give you a project. You don't know how to, go about it. Will help you with it. Although most times than not, you definitely know how to go about it, because that's things that you have done in class. But then again, if, for example, it's not something that you can do, will help you and support you through it. Then we also have our level 3, which is our promise to you, and that's a guaranteed job interview 1 month after completing 1 month after completing your training with us. Okay, so we guarantee a 1 month interview. We guarantee an interview 1 month after completing your training with us. These are more reasons why you should train with us. Phenomenal achievement, helping people get jobs. All right, so we have helped over 2,000 people transition from the classroom into their first job in tech across UK, US, Canada, Europe, Africa, and Asia. All right, our track records are everywhere. If you go on Instagram, you see our testimonial videos. On YouTube, you see our testimonial videos. We are people that talk and do. All right, we have the evidence everywhere on social media, everywhere. We also have industry standard facilitators and curriculum. We have the blended approach, training approach to accommodate every learning type. And we also have the tailored sessions to position you to land your first job. All right. So I'm just trying to brush through so that we can leave in the next couple of minutes. Now, what are the new initiatives that we put together? We have the Body Mentorship Hub, where alumni, people that have gotten jobs, that have gone through our program, have gotten jobs, we will bring them back into the class to speak with you, to mentor you, to tell you what they did that worked for them and what you can do as well. So people that have registered for our programs in the past, they've gotten jobs, and now we are bringing them back to say, oh, Benga, this thing that you did, we need you to mentor our students to be able to do it as well. All right. So you're going to be networking in that process and getting mentored by people that have gone through what you are going through. We also have the enhanced internship experience. And then we have the partnership with recruitment agencies in the UK, in Canada, US, and other countries, whereby we are able to part-time recommend you for roles in this recruitment with these recruitment agencies. All right. Other opportunities, you get to work fully remote and earn in dollars. You get to work fully remote and earn in dollars. What are the top sites that you can, use to apply to jobs? LinkedIn, Glassdoor, we have Upwork, we have Indeed, we have remote.co, we have Wellfund, we have Built-in Life. Now, this one that I'm just listing here is because it's a masterclass. In the real class, we'll teach you how to apply one by one to this job site. We'll teach you how to apply one by one to this job site. So you don't have to figure it out on your own, because we have the what's that word? We have the answer and we'll give it to you. All right. So our next course is going to be starting on the 7th of September, 2024. 7th of September 2024. And to be a part of the Agile Project Management and Scrum Masterclass, to be a part of it, we have our, this is the full amount, okay? This is the full amount, but we have our discounted amount currently running. This is start of the month. We are running a 20% discount. So if you're paying in dollars, the full amount that you ought to pay is $750. But because we want to get more people into class, we want to help more people, we are giving you a 20% discount, whereby instead of paying $750, you have a whopping $150 off, and you get to pay $600. Not just that, you also get to pay in 2 installments. So you get to pay the first payment, which is $400, and then $200 1 month into the program. That's $150 off for you. If you're paying in pounds, you're paying £625. The original fee is £625, but you get to pay £500. Okay, so £350 as first payment to lock your space, £150 1 month into the program. If you're paying in euros, instead of paying 730 euros, you get to pay 580 euros. 400 at first, and then 180 euros 1 month into the program. If you're paying in Canadian dollars, instead of paying 1,125 Canadian dollars, you get to pay 900 Canadian dollars. So you pay 600 at first and 300 1 month into the program. All right, guys. So my colleague is going to be dropping the link to make payments in the chat as soon as possible. I want everybody on this call to make their payments, because note that the discount is for the first 20 people to register. The first 20 people to register. Once we maxed out on 20, every other person number 21 will be paying this full amount. Okay, we'll be paying $750. So to ensure that you do not fall in a category of people that will be paying the full amount, you need to make your payments as soon as possible. In fact, the next best time, the last time, or the best time to have made the payment was yesterday. The next best time to make the payment is in the next 20 minutes, because this spot gets filled out very quickly. That one I can tell you for a fact. It gets filled out very quickly. So the earlier you're able to make payments, the better. Okay. And the course will be starting 7th of September. So it gives you more time to prepare your mind and your soul for this journey that you're about to embark on. Okay. So please note that the discount is for the first 20 people. And once we've reached 20 and a half, we'll pay this full amount. So the earlier you pay, the better. All right. So you see the link to make payments. My colleague is clicking on that, but I'm just going to also walk us through how to make that payment. So just going to unshare my screen, take us to the payments page, and show us how to make that payment. So if you see if you go to the chat, you see the link that my colleague is dropping. If you just click on it, it takes you to our payment page. Okay, let me reshare my screen. It takes you to our payment page. Yeah, what am I looking for? Right, so here we go. Okay, that is coming up. All right, guys, at this point, we're going to be taking questions. So if you have questions for me, please drop it in the chat. I will answer all your questions. I'm here for you today, okay? I'm all for you today. So if you have questions for me, please go ahead and ask your questions, and I'm going to answer all your questions. But waiting for the page to pop up so that I can walk you through how to make your payment, right? Okay, I think it's coming up now. All right, iTech Solutions. The business analyst program is also starting on the 7th of September, right? It's starting on the 7th of September. And we have more sessions coming up on that. So please keep your eyes peeled as we will. Okay, all right. So you can please drop your email so that my colleague can reach out to you and we can, get you more details on the program, right? iTech, please, you can drop your details. Somebody is asking me also, can you work with someone who needs job support with finding a job? They finished with computer science but can't find work yet. All right, so I can tell you for a fact that there are some people that when they joined Analytics, what they were doing was warehouse work, menial work, all of those things, care, teaching, which are in itself, they are not bad, but right? They joined Analytics and today they work in the tech industry. Don't worry, I'll show you an example. I'm going to play you a video so that you hear directly from the horse's mouth. But yeah, to make payments, you need to come to this website and then you scroll down, right? You scroll down and you click on Agile Project and Scrum Master. So once you click on that, it takes you to the payments page for Agile Project Management and Scrum Master, all right? Okay, the internet is a tad bit slow, so I'm just going to wait for that to load. Okay, so whilst we're waiting, please ask me all your questions. I already answered the question on how much the course is. Please ask me all your questions. I'm here to take all your questions. All right, we have people dropping their details. Aside dropping your details, please fill the form as well. The form that has been given so that you can get details on the program. So once you open up the price page, you input the amount that you want to pay. So because I'm in Nigeria, that's why it's showing in Naira, right? But if I'm paying 900, I'll just leave it at this price and I'll click on reserve a seat. So once I click on reserve a seat, it tells me to input my full name, my email, and my phone number. Then you can click on proceed. Once you click on proceed, it pops up with your card payments page. You can also go with a transfer, go with a bank, use a USSD or Visa, or you can even pay with OPay. That's how sweet the payment is, right? So once you do that, you authenticate and you're good to go. Then you need to come back here. Right? And upload your payment receipt, all right? You need to come back here and upload your receipt. So once you upload, you fill the details to upload your receipt. We'll get the details and we'll send you an email ASAP. All right, so that's the whole process for making payments. Okay, so I'm seeing some questions. Do you have people in Canada to help with job interviews, especially with Timmy? That's a very good question because our founder and co-founder reside in Alberta, Canada. All right, so if you are in Canada and you need somebody to prep you for an interview, we can even do you one better and refer you to our founder or our co-founder. And with their wealth of experience, best believe they're going to be getting the best of the best. I kid you not. So for us, time zone is not a barrier. We don't have such a thing as barriers in Analytics. Time zone is never a barrier. Part-time, we'll reach out to you. Whenever you need us, you get access to us and we'll help you with whatever you need help with. Okay? So I hope that answers your question, Timmy. Oh, cool. We have some meetups coming up in Alberta, Canada soon. And we'll be, giving out more information on that. So you can always join us, Timmy. All right? So it always seems impossible until it is done. All right? These are people that have gone through our program and today they have their own success stories. They pretty much joined just like you. They stumbled on a masterclass, they joined a masterclass, and today they have a job. They have a job. So I'm going to look at take you through Ikmat's story. Okay, Ikmat was a full-time stay-at-home mom. She didn't have a job, right? She was even a student. Okay, and then she joined Analytics, and today Ikmat works in the UK with a full visa sponsorship. with a full visa sponsorship. I'm going to play the video for you so that you can see for yourself. You can hear for yourself the story of Hikmat. All right. So that should come up. Okay. Just give me. So we're going to be closing soon, but I need you guys to drop your questions if you have any for me. Drop your questions. I'm going to take all your questions, all right? Okay, Hikmat's video is up.
I was with the match board in analytics and
Hi, Dami. I cannot see your screen.
It's coming up. Please hold on.
You know, for me, someone coming from a background with the match cohorts in analytics and
okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Ikmat and I was with the match cohorts in analytics and joining analytics has been the best decision so far. You know, for me, someone coming from a background of full housewife because I had to stay back home to look after my child for 4 years, and then wanting to break into something new, wanting to go back into the workforce, you know, wanting to place myself in the society for better job opportunities. So it was a lot. And then I'm glad that analytics came along and then they presented me with so many opportunities right in front of me, better opportunities. And then I'm glad I took it. And then also the advice of do not sell yourself short, that if it is always it is very, very valid because place yourself right, you know, don't sell yourself short. It's a very, very, very valid advice. You know, in analytics, they will hold your hands like a child, you know, through the modules. You have the opportunity to go back and study. You have the opportunity to go back and practice. You have the opportunity to ask questions. You know, we have people you can always go back to even outside of class hours. It's the most amazing experience so far, really. And then another thing is the interview prep, guys. That is another very important thing. I did my interview prep with Mr. Mohammed, and it's the best decision ever because he was like he saw into the future. He knew what was going to be asked, and I'm glad that I wrote down all the things he mentioned. I went back to practice, and then when it was time for the interview, it was like everything he was mentioning, everything he mentioned, it was just they kept on. And then when I was answering those questions, I was so confident, you know, because I already practiced. I did an Excel test, I did a maths test, and then they were really impressed. And another thing is, guys, it may not come as fast as you expect. Definitely, you are going to get some no's, and then you may begin to think you're not good enough. You are good enough, yes. The no's will come, but always take it as a basis for learning and development because after every interview where I got a no, I always make sure I get a personal feedback. So I work on those feedbacks for my next interviews. And yes, it worked. It really worked for me because I got my first job 3 months into the program. My first job. I couldn't take up the job because I was a student and I was only eligible to work 20 hours. So I couldn't take up the job. 3 months later, I got 2 jobs with full visa sponsorship. And guys, all the other no's before the 2 jobs prepared me for the yeses I got. So yes, the no's will come, but do not give up because you always have analytics to go back to. They are the best, and the best thing that's ever happened to me. And then yes, and they are the most affordable, the most affordable one I've come across so far. And that's a very good advantage. So yes, analytics for the win.
All right, so that is straight up from one of our participants, right? And like I said earlier, she was a full-time stay-at-home mom. Then she, you know, wanted to get into something, so she got into tech, and now she's doing very, very well. And we have more success stories like Ikman's, right? We have more people that have decided to change their lives, and today they are doing so well. And you can be the next person, all right? Like she said, the nose will come. Like the current ongoing slang. The nose will whine you, but don't panic. Analytics has your back. Okay, we have we are the best. I'm using a maths word. We are the best. We are the cheapest out there, and we are the best. This is another person, Benga. Benga was, this is to answer somebody's question who asked, they studied computer science, they didn't get a job. Benga was unemployed for 2 years. For 2 years, right? He was unemployed. He was doing, warehouse stuff and all of those things. And he joined Analytics, and today, let me tell you, before Benga even completed his training, he got a job. Before he completed his training, he was able to land a role. Right now, he works as a business data analyst in Poland. You can check out, we're going to share the slides so you can check out all the success stories too, just so you know that we have the evidence of what we are seeing that we can do. It's not just by mouth, we can actually do these things. We have more success stories, and more success stories. All right, but we'll not be able to look at everything today because we have gotten to exactly 2 hours. So we're going to end the session here for today. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to use the raise hand icon, and I'm going to take your questions, or you can drop it in the chat, and I'm going to pick up your questions. So we have just about 2 minutes for questions and answers. Any questions for me? You need clarifications? You need to ask questions? Anybody? Yes, anybody? All right, Tammy, what time is the class? All right, so let me just take you back there. Classes are on weekends, okay? On weekends. So you don't need to panic if you have your 9 to 5. We have you covered. On Saturdays, we have morning class, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. On Sundays, we have afternoon class. We have 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. West African time, which is about, I think, 11 a.m. or thereabouts EST or MST. So that's the timing for the class. Timmy, I hope you got that. Also, the classes are fully recorded. Exactly. Let me share the classroom. I'm going to quickly walk us through the classroom. So we see, well, the classes are fully recorded so that if you ever miss a single class, you can always go back to watch the recordings of the class. So let me share my screen and just show you the classroom very quickly. All right. So this is a Scrum Master class. All right, this is a Scrum Master class. Okay, you have everything that you need in the classroom. Everything that you need. So, where is it? Yeah, I'm waiting for my internet to load that up. But yeah, you get access to all the recordings, all the materials. You have full-time, lifetime access to all the materials. All right. So even if you're unable to attend classes, you're able to watch the recording later. You have your communication channel where you get to speak to your facilitators and as well as your facilitators. All right. So this is you can see Scrum Masterclass 1, Introduction to Scrum. This was the last the class recording. Let me see if I can play that. Yeah, Collie. No, the classes are not pre-recorded, right? For the Scrum Master, they are not pre-recorded. They are live classes. So you're going to be facing, your facilitator, you'll be looking at each other like this and be talking live and direct.
So, Adam, please confirm, do we have everyone in the class right now?
One of our
project management. In fact, a project manager does not have a business being a project manager. There's no. So
that's the classroom, okay, that you're going to be working with. You can see the Scrum team artifacts and all of that. The events are going to be going through. You can see the mentorship sessions there as well. You get to do interview simulations, get to learn sit and start approach, which is an approach that you need to know how to use to be able to answer interview questions. All right, because it's very important that you're able to ace your interviews. Interview simulations, these are body mentorship sessions. I said earlier that we're going to bring in people that have gone through the program, gotten jobs, are doing so well to come and mentor you, to come and teach you what they did. This is one of the sessions where we brought in someone who came to speak about what they did to stand out in the job market, with Von Temiloluwa. Yeah, you'll be interfacing with these people a lot as well.
Customers are not able to, maybe for instance.
So you learn that as well. Would also talk about moment CV review and setting, right? Strategies to securing your first role in tech. So when I tell you that we have you covered on all fronts, I'm telling you, you don't need to panic. No panicking, all right? The job market will whine you, but that job, you will get it. You will definitely get it, okay? So all you need to do again is to register. We'll also teach you how to create your website portfolio, which is something that you can use to tell a recruiter that I have the experience. This thing that I said in my CV, I can actually do it. You need something to be able to speak for you when you're not there, all right? So you have the website portfolio that will teach you how to create. You can also request, I said earlier that requesting for reference, if you get a job, you need someone to back you up, would give you the reference that you need. And we also have this thing where we tell people to apply. We have a job tracker. So for example, if Promise is in our program and Promise is now applying for a job, we'll come to your house and come ask you why you're not applying for jobs, right? Because the main reason why you would have joined a program with analytics is to be able to land a job. But if you're not applying for the job, so what's now our gain, right? So we'll reach out to you, ask you why you're not applying, what you need help with and all of those things to ensure that you land the role that you're looking for. We also have our consistency projects where we encourage our students to post on their LinkedIn, their social media pages. This is where recruiters will find you, all right? So we'll encourage our students to post and post and post until they get noticed. So yeah, this is the classroom, and this is where you're going to be getting the record of everything that you need. So for people that, maybe on a Saturday, you have an owambe, maybe your grandmother is getting married or what have you, you are able to, go and support your grandmother and then come back to the class to continue with your class, to watch the recording and catch up on everything that you missed out on. All right. If I missed Saturday live class, is it the same now? Oh, no. So iPhone, we have a curriculum that we work with, right? So class there, we have topics per class. If you miss a class today, you get recording here in the classroom. Tomorrow is another topic, right? So we encourage students not to miss a lot of classes so that you don't have them all piled up and you are, overwhelmed, right? I hope that answers your question. Do we have any other questions for me? Any other questions for me so that we can call it a very fantastic day? I want to say thank you to everybody that has stayed to the end of this program. You guys are the reason why I kept on going, even when the darkness came. So thank you so much for staying to the end. I hope to see every single person in class, right? Because the whole point of bringing together this session is for you to make up your mind, make your decision, and join us. Because I can tell you for a fact that if there is a company that does what they say that they will do, it is 10Analytics, and that is evident in every of our social media pages. People are constantly talking about 10Analytics. So I'd love to see everybody in class, and I hope to meet you all, and let's have a good time together in the Agile Project Management and Scrum Master class. So this is what we're going to be drawing the curtains for today.